Hi guys, welcome to Silver Shine India, and let's review the work of new editors again. Okay, so let's do it. Actually, it's a movie on Magnets Media itself, so let's do it and see how much they have been able to do the similar quality. Okay, although they are not, but still you guys will learn what they are missing and what's not. Right? Let's do it.
The question we're pumped about though is how the hell did John...
See, we are going to talk about multiple things, and let's start. Okay.
The question we're pumped about though...
The question we are pumped about is... Okay.
Is how the hell did John of...
See, okay. Here is the problem, like the side you see, the cutting edges, right? It doesn't mix well, right? Otherwise it's this particular I'm going to review the three work over here. You see three kind of work done by three different editors. Okay, and you will find that there's a hell lot of difference between these three artists altogether, right? So let's jump and quickly see what their quality is and what other editor needs to see from the similar team editors, right? The similar editors that were doing other part, and what altogether the team has to learn, right? Okay, fine. So
Magnets Media pulled this off. Let's derive a practical...
Now here I have reviewed it earlier also. This part is like for long part, and when we start any video, when we do any part, right, anything shouldn't be take a lot of time on the display, right?
The formula for success from it.
So it's kind of a for very long it is there, and the editor has given time for the upliftment of this curve, and it's taking a lot of time. See, in this way it is going to take it can click off our means subscriber. You see it again.
The question we're pumped about though...
Anyway, the quality of the text is great, and see, this is like the standard text we follow, and see, he has kind of a made mistake of about though-ish. He copied directly his language, right? I think a feedback may come about it, because this isn't formal, right? So the text and the golden and the gradient you see, it is just because of lighting and all effects. And the editor has this is comparatively new batch, so we are not going to make lots of comment over here, but still we'll mind and we'll let them know what they are missing, right? So the you see white is looking better, the contrast, the foreground and background is different. See the brown golden touch it has, and then a similar tone you find on the text also, right? So this is something improved version, right?
Is how the hell did John of Magnets Media pull this off? Let's derive a practical formula for success.
See, this is for going
not just
for
for YouTube,
very long,
but also in general.
Now see, one thing is more I want to point out here. Whenever you use this kind of thing with the high quality of graphics background, and then suddenly comes a 2D, it definitely is not going to work. And lot of editors who joins a batch or who are very new do these things, right? They use 2D kind of thing, and they feel initially that they are like compelled to use this, as they feel a lack of resources over here, but mostly what happens, they will later on start doing things with premium version or a kind of a premium content. It doesn't sound like very see, it's high quality, but it's not an explainer video. We have like a kind of a dark theme, and mature guys are looking over here, not a YouTube celebrity kind of video that we do. It is not like explainer video. Okay, so this is one thing that you have to avoid particularly.
The evolution of the channel.
Now this part is like very good he has done, and one thing is like see background and color. See, if you focus only on the foreground and background and contrast, so it is going to work. And I'm going to point what they have done like missed over here. So let's first quickly see what he has done entirely, and then we'll keep commenting.
First of all, you have to know that the channel had a different name. Originally, you were watching John Fraser Young Magnates.
So one thing he can do, again, he took a lot of time to come write this word, because it's coming at this point, but his screen is blank for many seconds, and this is not the usual thing.
Had a different name. Originally, you were watching.
So instead of this screen, he could have scrolled down the videos, right? So it could have looked far better.
John Fraser, young,
and then this scene could have come, John Fraser, young magnate. Although it's very good and high attempt by the editor to do best, but still we will point so that he can, or team can improve, right?
magnates. The style of the first videos was straight.
Mostly we don't like this kind of movements, because it's a serious kind of thing. We consider documentary has a taste of seriousness, so we don't want text coming here and there and doing different jumping over there, right? So we appreciate that typography, different typographies can be used, but this kind of typography is not much appreciated. Reason is this, because this is not like any kind of joke or kind of other kind of YouTube videos, right? It is like we want to explain how the people are doing great in their life. So it has to always, your theme should be, and your audience is very great, because imagine who the guys are going to see, what's your subscriber or viewers are, who are they? They are very literate people, they are highly intellectual, they will click off here if they see the content is like in the taste of 18 or teens, right? It's not like that video, okay? But still the taste, you have to focus about the quality of this is like our basic signature that we are making in every video since very beginning. So they have followed this very well, but the thing I mentioned, the typography style is not good.
Forward. Basically John talking to the camera.
Very nice composition work, he has improved a lot.
Very good camera quality, good audio quality inside, sometimes average audio quality outside. Even though the first dozens of videos.
Again, he has done a lot of good work. At least he is the new guy, still he is doing a lot of work.
It seemed like a random mix of subjects. The channel name and topics addressed in the videos already predefined the target audience.
So you notice one thing. Here you see this particular 2D is looking nice. The reason only is it's in the theme. It's not like 2D kind of thing. It's still matching with that. The more you will stick to the theme, the better your product will look like, okay?
Young and aspiring entrepreneur.
You see, although it's a high quality he has used, but it's like he could have used other young and inspiring entrepreneurs. He could have like seniors entrepreneurs with the black and white scene or something else. But still his part and animation is okay. But you do consider what I'm pointing out over here.
People throughout their entire 20s who want to grow and make money. Young magnates. The videos John made back then got a few views, a couple hundred, and sometimes even a few.
So again, you could have scrolled, you could have means this again is like very abrupt from the previous thing we were doing, and again very simple thing is being done over here.
2000, but nothing special. You're looking at a very average.
Very good work over here. You see, he has done eye watching over here. You see, just focus on it. Can you see it?
Very average but healthy YouTube growth journey. One of the early videos that pulled more views was about business lessons from Breaking Bad. This concept is something John came back to every once in a while.
What he could have done, he could have blurred the side edges so that it doesn't look like always this cut from video. It can have some camera blur or some motion side by side, so that it doesn't look very sharp edges over here, okay?
It's a type of fame.
You always appreciate this text style that we use particularly. It's a type of fame jacking.
Creating content on famous people or shows, thus getting more attention. Over time, views kept increasing, but compared to nowadays,
see, whenever motion comes, it look nice. All that is why I request and I ask every of my editors that you focus on creating motion graphics over here everywhere, right? Because only if the things are keep on going, but it shouldn't be like in a ziffy and a very fast and very taking jerk over here and there, but it should be a very subtle and very soft motions, that but it should be always in motion, right?
The growth was relatively flatlining.
Good work everywhere.
Anyway, John made the videos more compelling, changed thumbnails, used more visuals, and improved the storytelling so the viewer follows along. And note that he didn't apply these improvements on 2 or 3 videos. No, he worked hard for it. Made another dozens of videos to get better and grow the channel. Explosion in growth? Nope, still not. But things were about to change. The channel name has officially...
One thing over here, every new editor misses is like, you see, you need to provide time for your chapter animation, right? Chapter animation is something which is going to tell about the viewers what the next chapter is all about. And if you keep the similar background music, and if you don't give at least 5 to 7 second or 3 second time, it doesn't have any kind of fixed style, you know, because everyone has a different taste, but still it has some standard that you need to show your chapter animation in a certain way where it depicts what it defines what the chapter is all about. So you need to specifically not use the voiceover over here. You don't have to recite, you have to cut that part and instead put some different background music or some anything else apart from your regular BGM that you are using, and you have to provide the time for it so that the viewers can see what is going to come in the chapter, so that he can have thought process and already predictions that okay, it is still hasn't happened, the explosion in the growth is still not, maybe something is next chapter is going to have it, right? What it's all about. So it creates a kind of a prediction in the viewer mind, and he remains, otherwise he will not able to understand what's going to come, right?
Not. But things were about to change. The channel name has officially changed to Magnet.
You may silent that part with some SFX, right? Because see, it's just missing. People are missing the good work, okay?
These improvements on 2 or 3 videos. No, he worked hard for it. Made another dozens of videos to get...
Don't use any stock footage for a very long time. Although it will not be cached by the viewer's eyes, but we can easily depict, right?
Better and grow the channel. Explosion in growth? Nope, still not. But things were about to change. The channel name has officially changed to Magnates Media now, and the scope was set. Stories linked to success, wealth, and business.
Again, good work. You have to explain these things, right? Everyone. Because if you don't have any custom animation, so it will be like because you cannot use B-roll over here. You have to define things, and this is the part of the motion artist that he needs to play, right?
Yes. A dark business documentary style like James Janney or even Jake Tran in the former days. And the success came. Remember the business lessons from Breaking Bad?
See, one thing I want to point out. Let's say you were talking about over here, for example, he was talking about the success, and again you could have used that 2D motion or vector images that you are using, that you guys are using. It's not that great. Instead, that you used is good, because you used something like a black crowd, right? I'm talking about the next scene, right?
And the success,
you see, instead of if you have used the normal 2D for, let's say, guy showing his success from the normal googling it, right? It is not great, and you have used this part as a success, then it's looking nice. That is why what I emphasize, try to make calm, try to do things. So this is like the serious part, okay?
yes, came. Remember the business lessons from Breaking Bad? Magnates Media now covered stories of Jeff Bezos, Pablo Escobar, and even put out the first wealth documentaries. And just for the records, after having published videos that got tens of thousands of views, even 100,000, some of the videos that followed still only got a few thousand views.
See, you are mentioning few thousand views, but your depth of field is like defining it. People are not able to see what's 10,000 views or something, right? So many editors lack over here. They miss the focus of the things, right? You guys know better what's it's not in focus, right? You see again what he's saying, and guys are not able to focus on it. I hope it is not looking clearly how many views we were focusing. Okay, so you have to focus. By this I want to let you know the depth of focus is like missing up for many editors, right?
Tens of thousands of views.
See, you can't see thousands of views. It's just in white stroke, but they can't see how many thousands of views there are there.
Even 100,000.
100,000 you cannot see. You have to put your eyes into it to specifically stare what is happening.
Some of the videos that followed still only got a few
See, can you see it? No.
thousand views, which proves that YouTube isn't luck, but skill, perseverance, and some luck. Anyway, John has built all.
Here you should have focused the John instead of this John has built.
All that, and the major channel growth.
Still, you see, he is not in the focus. I know you must have done it for your focusing this line. Always do not write a hell lot of text. Okay.
Was inevitable. His now infamous documentary style has taken over the channel. And to be fair, the fact that from the get-go, John has a good narrator voice and people love his British accent helped as well. Anyway, he improved his thumbnails again and they have become an absolute eye-catcher at this point. Additionally, the intro, the hooks, and the way the stories are packaged just won't let you click off so easily. Thus, watch time increased and the almighty YouTube algorithm started recommending the Magnets Media videos. After the efforts of more than 150 videos, the golden growth phase has kicked in. And it wouldn't stop. At the time, the channel made some good money and John reinvested it into producing more high quality videos. He batched the content so he was able to pump out a series of documentaries very consistently and YouTube loved it. This is exponential growth now and people...
I think he will do the BGM part later on, okay?
Binge watch the content. So let's look at the specific elements of the recipe.
See, it's looking nice, but you are using continuously the plain background. Instead of that, there can be some composition, some layers work, okay?
That got Magnets Media to stellar growth.
But still your work is like improved, okay?
Whether it's consulting, engineering or YouTube, in the end, people resonate with.
See, I can easily pick that the new editor work was started. Why? The only reason is that instantly the text style and everything started changing. I'm not saying good or bad. I will see what has happened in the later part. But you see why I shifted to looking after whose part has come. The only reason is that the text started to change. And here only I want to comment. See your YouTube you must have done some green screen work or a PNG work. But you see it's not clear. Instead you can use some pixel cut or you can do the Photoshop work properly, okay?
People and knowing there's an actual person on the other end feels comfortable and more relatable based on the fact that information and content.
See, I was talking about all these things, but let's move forward. Let's move backward, right? So the work is looking nice. This editor has also tried to do better in terms of motion graphics, okay? And he's also good in motions, but these new guys need to know a lot about vision development, okay? This is like this differentiate between the common editors, common motion artists, common VFX artists to experienced one or rather creative guys, right? Because if they have kind of a picture in their mind, they are not creating word to word depiction of your voiceover. So if you have a picture in your mind what's being said, if you illustrate with different techniques, then it's going to look extremely great.
Whether it's consulting, engineering or YouTube, in the end.
And one thing I want to let this editor that why you are using like this not normal text, right? It's like it's a sliced version, right? So you may put it straightforward, okay?
People resonate with people and knowing there's an actual person on the other end feels comfortable and more relatable Based on the fact that information and content have become commodities, you want to
see you have used only 10 to 20% of your screen, and whereas the entire screen is blank. So sometime avoid this kind of thing, and I'll point to many things. So it's lacking, it will not, it's making that yes, something is happening, but you are missing the majority. And you see, if you go back to the scene, you will find that it wasn't there earlier. You see, any scene you see this part is not looking in itself because it was in motion, that was looking nice because it was constantly changing, but you missed that part. Okay, let's come back to the thing.
Then feels comfortable and more relatable. Based on the fact that information and content have become commodities, you want to offer something that is at least very difficult to get.
Now see, the theme has drastically changed. It should also be in red or earlier theme, because the movie is not looking consistent by this way. Okay, so you have like pink and this kind of thing, and earlier it was like red and dark red blackish background. Okay, and it was full of fire elements, and now it's looking like some pinkish movie, right?
Anyone else? John did that very well with Magnets Media for a reason.
See, this is not looking at all, it's not looking great.
Feels comfortable and more relatable.
This part is good, and you should have done entire movie in this way, and I would suggest that you do that part again. Okay,
relatable. Based on the fact that
see, this part is not going to look great. After that also,
information
you are going to use overlay work only,
and content have become commodity.
This is I was talking about. You don't need, you should use something else instead of these 2Ds.
You want to offer something that is at least very difficult to get anywhere else. John did that.
This part is not looking nice.
Very well with Magnets Media for a reason. In this case, the mere quality of editing as well as the style make it rather a unique experience. So you don't have to be involved as for the topic of the video.
This part is looking again great, right? So you understood what I am focusing about and what's not. So you need to, if you want to go with the good quality of movies, you need to do it in composition layer ways. And see what is, it's blurred over here. Can you see behind, just below the silver shine here, you see?
But the way the videos are created,
and your entire text is what should I say, should be over here. It's totally it is slice version, I think. So one thing I was mentioning, like you are totally using the italics and it's not looking great. Okay, it's not looking great. It should be only where it's required. If there is something very impactful, then only you should use italics. Okay, and this this composition is looking nice. Okay,
keeps you watching. You can find so many videos on related matters, but the experience is not the same. Their visual
very good work
aren't as thrilling, the storyline isn't as compelling, and you could even argue that the levels of dopamine you get just from looking at the thumbnails of Magnets Media.
There is no need of using filter on it, a color filter on it, a yellow color. Okay, it was looking very nice earlier, as you saw in the first part of the editor, right?
Yeah, is untouched. The thumbnails are minimalistic regarding.
Even if you want, try to create a mask around the hair and try to mix the scene. Okay, I think you guys know far better than me. Okay, so you should make it in a mask version if you want to use any kind of overlay or thing, because it should not look completely blunt over here and making things totally yellow.
Text, but catch you with renowned symbols and faces, things you are familiar with. Additionally, the thumbnails of Magnets Media are always very colorful. It's like a punch in the face saying, look at me.
See, the text quality is great, but can you see everything is mingled around here. Jack, faces, look at me. Okay, so you constantly have to create remove the previous background you have to create a foreground and background thing also. And this you can do by multiple things. You can by opacity you can remove the background thing, and then you could have changed another one, right? Or you could have done the more blurriness, or you could have more 3D spaces between them so that you can focus look at me only. And this is more required.
Very hard to ignore. Besides the
Again, I said this overlaying work I don't personally like.
editing. There's another aspect regarding Magnets Media.
One thing also I want to let you know specifically the editor number 2 that I'm talking about, right? He knows very well. So what you should focus and what was being done in Magnets Media itself or any high quality documentaries you see. This is light color, okay, and this is again kind of a light color, okay, and that's why your text, despite having a light and everything effect and all, is not looking great. Because there is a lack of contrast, and in the beginning even the VO artist himself research he said like they have like a dark theme around here, and I'm not talking about to make it entirely dark. Instead the theme of your content also should look contrast. See, it's white and it's again in pale and dull color. So instead let's see the time, 4:59. okay, let's go back to other version. And you see dark, you see the text, your text will look much far better. You see the Magnets Media logo itself, see there this part and this part, okay, you see there's a contrast. That's why this yellow text is looking nice. Anywhere you will go, you will find the similar thing what I'm saying. See, black and yellow. So you should also, and I request you to go back and do this work. Try to do this contrast work in your comp wherever possible, okay. Let's go back to where were we. Okay, so here we were.
At me. Very hard to ignore. Besides the editing, there's another aspect regarding Magnets Media.
Documentary doesn't mean that you put multiple layers and create overlays, okay. Instead there's a lot of things that we should focus.
Have you noticed something in those business documents?
See, this contrast color looks nice and few particles are good, okay, but don't use on the face and everywhere. It's looking nice. I'm just mentioned this thing, business documentaries that John produces.
You don't really see.
Can you see the contrast work, black and I like this part, okay, but you are using everywhere this italics. You should change it. It's looking nice, but see, your has got this red theme, okay, red. This looking nice, but the entire team now needs to follow this or follow the previous version, okay. So do discuss with the team before doing anything. If you are specifically I'm mentioning it about the color palettes of the entire video, the theme, decide all these. This is the difference between the new editors and those editors have worked few times and the top notch editors that we do work with, right? So this is the difference. They focus on their typography and everything looks very great, and it's most everyone's typography is looking nice, but the only point is that you guys are missing. Like now you have put this red shadow and the kind of thing, and it's looking nice. You could have done this, but even before doing any, as you people are on other projects, so discuss with your teammate. That's why it's a team effort, okay. You guys cannot create 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute. We do like 60-minute movies, but what happens, imagine if 60-minute movie is being done, no single editor can do. So we have to have a team, and if there's a team and if they all are going in their own way, their movie will always look like shit, okay. So it's not because the quality of the content, this text is looking nice, but it's not in the similar tone and tonality that earlier part was. And so I hope it's clear. It's a great message, and this is the quality thing that you need to focus in the next project also. And also remove it either and do discuss with your team leader and all, right? If there's no TL, just do it by yourself.
Him anymore. So tactically it's a faceless channel by now, and yet it's him telling the story.
Can you see how long your composition remained over here? From here to here, you see, 542 second to 9 second. It's talking about the faceless channel, and your screen was still, you see. And this is the reason I explain everything.
You don't really see him anymore. So tactically it's a faceless channel by now.
Faceless channel is you used ink template to make his face faceless, but instead that again you should have used some you should have referred his channel, or you should have shown a faceless thing. It's now what happened, JP Morgan is coming back, okay,
and yet it's him telling the story.
Can you see how long it was there for?
Story. It's his voice that you hear. So
again, this I appreciate the comp work, and this work is good, but it should have come earlier, or your earlier part should have some more comp.
there's a personal component to it. It's John telling a business story, not just a production
Again, see, your text style has changed, okay? And this shadow, and everywhere you have used italics, change it.
company selling
We use italics when we have to focus few thing, or some when we have to create some impact, or when we have to explain something, okay?
content. I don't know about you, but I personally don't like the computer-generated robotic voices at all. That's why I also record my videos by myself.
Instead of letting this screen, you could have shown someone recording his voice, and you should have shifted the screen. And this is like what comp is. Make your comp bigger, okay? More than 30 seconds. It usually remains 30 seconds. Don't use different kind of shifting movement of the camera, okay?
On a side note, don't get caught up in trying to reinvent.
Again, can you see you have like missed this point? Like your foreground and background is, see this, isn't it looking muddy? NV on this background, and right, so create a 3D text and have some distance so that you can use your camera and depth of field to differentiate between foreground and background. So it's mingled again.
The wheel. That's not necessary. It is certainly possible
This is what I was talking. It's looking nice.
to find uniqueness in something that already exists.
Uniqueness, something that already exists, okay? So everything is stylic, I mentioned in multiple times.
The world is more than ready to hear.
I like this part, but not this part, okay? And this, every editor make this kind of mistake. Why a movie look premium and why one movie look shade? Why one movie is called high quality documentary? Why not? This is like the blender. You see how you have cropped this picture. Use AI tool if you do not have lot of time, or if you do not skilled enough in Photoshop, okay? Pixel cut is one of the example. So this makes the movie jerk, okay?
Hear your takes, your story, and your perspectives on whatever you want to entertain and educate with. And you certainly don't need fancy editing or tons of visuals. Production quality is clearly not everything, but for my videos, and I assume Magnet's media videos, we just enjoy making the style, and it fits our documentary visual kind of thing.
You don't have to write everything, okay? Instead, try to show it in some other form or some other way, okay? Typing, it's not like typography kind of only thing. Instead, you should have shown production quality is not. We enjoy making this style, so there should have someone who you should have both hand in. You should have shown someone enjoying scenes should have come, and with this guy, okay? As you have used this guy, there should be some other on the left hand side, and the camera should have shifted towards him. And you don't these are not necessary statements. We enjoy making this style, and it fits our documentary visual. Why we use typography or text? Why we use typography and text just because to mention highlights? Don't you remember that we used to or everyone want to see what the date was? So when you mentioning in by the year 1995, then it's look like perfect 1995. Okay, then that text is appropriate to use there. But if you're writing everything, it's not great. Okay, I hope it's clear, and you're going to change, or either you make it better.
But more than enough new channels.
So you could have blurred the entire scene, and it should have come only this scene, okay?
Blow up with just a person talking to the camera, and people love
it's looking nice. You also have started doing composition work,
it because of
and that's why you are like a little bit promoted even.
expertise, personality, or storytelling. If you provide a value,
Don't make this kind of full background, okay? I asked you to make compositions, valuable message.
message or have a compelling presence, you
Okay, you must be thinking sir is already predicting things before even it's coming. It's looking nice, okay? Okay, fine, no worries. You guys are doing nice, better than previous versions, okay? I appreciate.
in front of the camera is absolutely fine.
valuable message and compelling presence. See, you have used lots of typography. That's why your movie is like little bit in looking not that great. Otherwise, it would have looking better. And see, the quality you have used is looking nice. That's why it's looking better over here. And you should have shown this yellow, and you should have blurred the entire scene so that it should look like it's coming in camera. And there should have something in background instead of this plain yellow one. Okay.
Throughout your journey, plenty of things to take action on will...
Again, see, now you should have used red one. If you are taking only your part as into consideration, do mind it. It should according to your rule also, or your theme also, it should come red as you did earlier, but it's not in green, and now theme has changed. Okay, so this is you want to change. Plenty of things to take action.
Will reveal themselves to you. But to succeed, only follow 3 things for now.
Text is not looking nice. Okay.
Start.
This text always look nice. So I'm not against using 2 text. Okay, 2 size of text. Okay, with different size, but it should not be like very similar. Okay, it should have like more like this. Okay, and apart from it, I appreciate that you have used 2 size of text, but it shouldn't have different lighting every time. Otherwise, it will become a vivid color of documentaries. Okay.
Improve. Keep going.
You see, your keep growing is out of depth, right? Depth focus. You see, you are missing start, everything. So you need to have it. Start is also not in focus.
Keep going.
And the viewer will consider that your movie is your text is not in good quality or something like kind of thing. Okay.
So in a sense, it comes down to creating videos and being patient. But it's way more than that. You have to deploy...
See, for how much seconds you are taking your composition. Means there is no composition from here to there. You must have done in hurry. So do mind my word. Don't stay on single scene or single background for very long. You listen yourself.
Only follow 3 things for now. Start.
For how long it is going to take, I will mention. See.
So in a sense, it comes down to creating videos and being patient. But it's way more than that.
Way more than
you
that.
have to deploy dedication, willingness to learn a lot.
One more thing.
You have to deploy dedication.
Your dedication will not come. It will
willingness
white to white.
To learn a lot.
Everywhere italics.
Adjust to things that work and be a bit smart about what you...
Even if you want to use overlay, see his face looking very dirty. You should have masked. You should have created a mask, and you should have little bit. You should have reduced the opacity or mixed it with feather or something. Your text is now, I think, again changed or what, but his face is not looking great. So even if you want, instead of this guy, you should have put John Fraser over here.
You're doing at least self-aware enough to quickly understand the...
Again, you see his face. You just put overlay. And this text, I don't want all this. Just change all of it.
Little things that work.
It's not looking great. Your music BGM is looking nice, but this text isn't.
And the ones that don't work so well.
You see, you have even used the static. Bro, it's not a crime documentary that you used to create or anyone. Okay, I don't want to mention anyone's name over here. So I respect everyone's dignity, and all are my favorite writers. Okay, so this new batch, it is expected that you guys are going to do this all. So that's why I take a very last feedback for the guys who are doing who are very new batch. Okay,
whether something is a success or a failure, analyze both.
I think you have cleared whether something is a success or failure. So you should have shown you should have used a PNG or success and failure, and then there should be a camera movement. Okay,
John didn't build Magnate's media.
Again, I like this part, the composition, but not this text.
Yeah, starting with incredible business.
You see, what's the problem over here? You guys must be using some template or that kind of a thing which you create. I don't know lot that some fixed template, right? From text to see this style. This comp is looking nice again, but and this green and yellow contrast is looking nice, and this black PNG is looking great. But you see how dirty is looking from the side you have cut. Use some software or do it properly, because it's not looking nice. It's not the trait of good quality documentaries. Okay, and again this text is mingled with again the background. Okay, and again you have written John didn't build up Magnets Media. He is already speaking these lines, so why to write these things? Okay,
stories. He did dozens of videos, kept adjusting to things that clicked with his audience.
Can you see it's not looking nice over here?
Until he eventually hit the sweet spot, and surprise, of course YouTube rewarded him. First of all, it's about quantity.
Now see, anyone can see the third guy came into the scene. Now let's analyze his work as well as. See, the third guy is over here. And he has not put the background music.
Quantity, aka
He will do it later because I asked in the production. It is in the way.
volume.
Okay.
You wanna speed up your learning curve and improve
Hell lot of problems. So let me see and will shout accordingly.
as fast and much as possible. You have to know that Magnets Media has already published almost 200 videos before hit.
See this looking nice. Again I'll mention what's working and what's not. Now see, his gradient has drastically changed. See 200 and videos, and before his lighting work is not in the taste of the previous one, and previous ones was not in the earlier one. So you see, anyone can see it's changing every time. So but still is the part is looking nice because it's in contrast. Okay, the text and this. And one thing I'll mention, he has used lots of text in the face everywhere, right? And this is just because he needs to have lots of composition, and he's missing. So let's start from the beginning and let's see his work again. So far editor number 2 works is done.
Rewarded him. First of all, it's about quantity. Quantity.
See, your thing is going on flying away. It should be in the middle.
Quantity, aka volume.
You are using some camera movement, and don't forget this safety window that you guys have. Like your cue is your cue can go out of it.
You wanna
Again, the depth of field problem that I mentioned in between previous guys. Okay, so depth of field problem.
speed up your
Remove this scene or fix your depth of field. Use high quality of the person. Okay, you have tried to use the comp work, but do you feel it's see the logo and see the quality of this text? This looking blurred just because of your depth of field. It might be a good quality PNG or cut whatever you have, but it's not that equivalent quality just because of depth of field. I think so.
learning curve and improve as fast and much as possible. You have to know that Magnets Media
Again, this overlay isn't looking nice. Remove this. And
has already published almost 200 videos before hitting the
no comp work over here.
inflection point.
I asked you to use. I asked all the guys use only composition work, layer work. Sorry, guys.
That kick-started the growth of the channel we see today.
Why the business and money that this part is in low quality over here when you have access to everything? Why it's looking so dirty over here? Can you see? A small element on the screen makes your thing dirty. I don't like this overlay or any overlay, or even if you use any overlay, mix it properly, because see how it's looking cheap over here. It's not looking great. Change this part.
If you keep improving while creating
Yes, so you are like very close to the screen, right?
the inflection point, that kick-started the growth of
That's
the
why it
channel
was
we
looking
see.
very bad in quality. Okay, I understood, but still
today. If you
I can not see it's Chinese or what. But I know you are like very close to the object, but don't use the scene which is not available to you in high quality.
to keep improving while creating more and more content, you increase
This work is looking nice. Okay,
the likelihood to blow up and
good motion work.
step up the game of making videos that people want to watch. A bunch of studies have successfully proven that more quantity leads
See for how long you are using this B-roll. I have asked not to use a single clip, and you guys are like using lots of clip. for how long you have used b-roll. Change it, make some comp over here.
A bunch of studies have successfully proven that more quantity leads to better quality as well.
Where your quantity is being explained just by typing, let me know. Is it on this way? No, we should use something to illustrate what is being said instead of just showing a b-roll with typing.
Because there's more volume.
Again, your text gradient is not on par with us, so it's like yellow over here, it's white and it's mingled with. So make it equal, make it with the same channel lobs with the as other guys are having, right? Ask them and share the same text style and typography.
That contributes to improvements. The next ingredient is quality.
I don't know why smoke is coming a lot earlier and why that it's looking like this way. Do you feel it's looking nice? No.
Because there's more volume that contributes to improvements. The next ingredient
it's not looking
is
nice.
Quality.
When you see blender
is quality. Quality
so
directly affects the customer experience.
So again, see, your text has come on the style. You need to change all the text and make it like this. Okay, I think editor has hinted you what it is like, what it should look like. Okay, you have used lots of instead you should use some comp work.
Of course, you should strive to come up with the best piece of content, the highest quality product or service.
Again, see, only you guys are making one line in the entire scene.
Getting feedback from
it's okay, but everywhere this writing what doesn't work
from others is common advice here, and that makes a lot of
and don't put any screen for this long. Okay,
sense. However, let's take a different perspective here, and that's your critical view. Once
movie is not looking nice.
you have created a product or service,
it's looking nice. See, whenever it will be looking better, I'll mention.
Let's take a different perspective here, and that's your critical view. Once you have created a product or service,
I have noticed one thing. I'll mention it later. Your another comp is on the way every time. See this part, it is over here, and I have also noticed earlier when there was a line before the comp. I will show you.
So
you guys need to watch many tutorials, see the tutorials on Silvershine India or go anywhere else. Watch many, there are many high quality tutorials, and watch how to work properly, how to learn camera movement specifically, right?
Is quality.
See, have you noticed this yellow one? Your comp, this is like everyone will notice. This blank screen with lot of smoke is not looking nice at all. Okay, instead you should have some composition work. Okay,
quality.
If this is a chapter animation, just forward it to the guy who has created the chapter animation and he'll have it done. Okay,
quality directly affects the customer.
Although your work is also improved, don't get disappointed. See, the more critical I'll be, the more better you'll produce. Okay, this is the only reason I keep pointing errors. So this is the only way you can improve in your life as well as in your work production everywhere. So now that see you yourself see your text is improved. Your first project was how it used to look like, and now you are doing this kind of work. Okay, so it's good. But again, do mind my words. The more you do, the better you'll become.
Or experience. Of course, you should strive to come up with the best piece of content, the highest quality product or service.
Okay, I mentioned this a single line
Getting
over
feedback
here.
from others is common advice here, and that makes a lot of sense. However, let's take a different perspective here, and that's your critical view. Once you have created a product or service, or in case of YouTube, a piece of content.
See, again this the PNG quality is looking very cheap. The only reason is that you guys need to have our eyes, so that what we like, what we don't, right? So the few things are there that you need to follow. So get it cropped very properly, do it by Photoshop or do some tool as mentioned.
You should ask yourself if that outcome is something you would genuinely enjoy watching. Are you
See, you are using lots of clips only, and I asked all of you not to use a hell lot of clips. and you are not using any composition work.
Just okay with it? Or would your video be worthwhile the
Everywhere you have used the clips
sacrifice of your time as opposed to
and using see, I don't want these 5 seconds or 2-3 seconds transition. Okay, make composition.
doing anything else with that time? Is your 10-minute video good enough
See, now you see this brown and black background, and your text is looking far better. But why your texts are like so on high?
to be chosen over any of
Don't you know the center kind of thing? It should be little bit lower. Okay.
good enough to be chosen over any of the close to 1 billion YouTube videos in that very moment you click on play? By the way, you know yourself
Now see, as composition came, I will appreciate.
best, so if you fail
So although it's very simple or very basic, or whether it's not, shouldn't be called composition, because you use just one sky, this girl, and this.
to make a video you enjoy, how would you be able to pull enough views from strangers?
And you're using lot of different colored scheme. Okay, so it was like yellow, and then you are using this simple transition, and then this. Instead of that, you should have shifted the camera movement, and then they should have something else explaining or depicting your scene. Okay, so these are the shortcomings that you guys are it is very expected. That's why I was taking too long to come up with your feedbacks. I know the what's the shortcomings that you guys are going to face.
Video you enjoy, how would you be able to pull enough
So I already mentioned I don't like jumping text. Okay,
views from strangers for the same video? The next ingredient is patience.
so if this is a chapter animation, again I'm mentioning editor number 3. If it's a chapter animation, ask for the file from the other guy who has created the chapter animation, right, and do it by yourself.
You need to give yourself
See, the composition work I will appreciate.
and your endeavor enough time to hit the inflection.
Now see, your background is in also kind of a in theme, and say a yellow theme, and your text, does it look nice? No, not at all. Why? Because it's blurry now. The viewer will not be able to see it properly. So these are the things that you need to focus. Always have a contrast color. Now you don't, but you cannot make rainbow, okay, using different colors. So you need to stick to your theme, as well as instead what you could have done, you could have used this guy and the watch all together with the different color schema as selected schema of red or dark background that earlier editors were using, and then this text because you cannot change the color of the text every time, so it needs to be same. So instead of using the yellow filter on it, you could have used another kind of a thing, right?
Point of exponential growth. Magnets Media could have died back when it was John Fraser, Young Magnates, but it didn't, because John kept going,
And now you have started doing composition work, and this is also happened when guys starts, their journey is like very hard, or they don't understand, but when they dive deep into the movie, they start doing things which are being asked. So you see, there is no requirement of changing anything,
improving, and
but try to have like a darker background. Ask for the background from the editor one. That is why we have a team. Everyone needs to support each other, okay, because one guy cannot lead the entire thing, and you need to have a consistency in the entire project, and the entire project is like a teamwork, okay.
was patient along.
So use something else over here in dark and dark yellow, dark theme, like I mentioned 912, okay. So use this kind of theme, okay, and then you can go with your already used thing, okay. You have used lots of yellow thing. Why are you using a yellow filter and yellow color over here when your text is already in yellow, okay. So this is like a thing that you need to take care, and you need to change even, and you need to take care in future as well as.
Exponential growth. Magnets Media could have died back when it was John Fraser, Young Magnates, but it didn't, because John kept going.
Now your camera movement and the work is improved, okay. I appreciate.
Kept improving, and was patient along the way. Keep providing content to YouTube.
And you are using this filter, it's not looking nice, change it.
So you can connect your videos with the right audience, and give yourself enough time.
But imagine you guys have improved a lot, and definitely you will be appreciated, and will be offered a better project than you are doing right now.
To become a
But you need to have something, you have to do it for for it better, okay? Because it will not come. You guys cannot improve it in just 1 or 2 feedbacks. You need to do multiple projects to get a level up, okay?
A proficient YouTuber
You have used the okay.
who's worthy of pulling hundreds, thousands, or even millions of views. The niche.
Okay, so choose this chapter animation. One thing, everybody listen, the chapter animation remains every time same, so that the audience, the viewer, can connect. Now the another chapter has started, and I already mentioned that you take the chapter animation from the other guy and do it properly, and again you see your this from where it's coming out of blue, I don't know.
As for Magnets Media,
See, I was expecting that something is going to come from his ad.
and its niche of business stories, it's almost unlimited
Now you have started doing the work which was asked.
opportunity.
But again, you see, you are using all thing yellow, and this is also in yellow. So it's not differentiating the text from the background. Okay.
Because there are so many businesses out there, and they all have a story to be exposed.
See, very poor depiction. What you are doing over here? He is saying every business has a story, and let me listen one more time.
Volume and strong.
Just let me go back.
There are so many businesses out there, and they all have a story.
So he is saying, so there is so many businesses out there, and every business has a story, and you are putting the scene of a guy going lonely. So please try to your part is to illustrate things extremely great, so that people do not click off the things. Okay, I think you understood what you should have used instead of here. You should have used multiple means grand buildings and high sky touching buildings, right, in the background, and the camera should have come vertically or down everywhere. Okay, so I think everything is clear
To
over
be
here.
exposed. Second, the niche is a good
The niche is a good trade-off.
trade-off between high search volume and strong keywords. Specific terms from
What this fat guy is doing, I don't understand. In means searching a keyword and all,
company names to infamous magnets.
and don't use anything for very long. You need to be very dynamic. You need to be very brutal in the sense like your one should. This is the only art of motion, right? If something is not in dynamic, if something is not keeps changing, means it's not like a work of motion. Okay, you see, you listen for how long you are going to use this fat guy. I don't like this guy, but you can use him just for a few seconds. Okay.
Specific terms from company names to infamous magnates.
So instead of this, you should have defined something, or you should have sent something. And this transition and then change of thing, I don't appreciate. You make longer composition, okay?
And as covered before, Magnets Media catches the viewer's attention with interesting titles and
See, don't use this kind of background for long, okay? I will not mention things again and again.
dopamine triggering thumbnails.
You should have shown dopamines kind of a thing.
And keeps the attention
I personally hate this typography, the things coming out, jumping here and there, okay?
through great content.
But can you see the and don't write unnecessary things which in typography manner, and don't pass the scenes, okay?
And visuals and compelling storytelling. That's how the YouTube algorithm keeps suggesting these videos.
Okay, show some suggestions of algorithm part instead of people watching over here.
Anyone into business or cool stories gets hooked, and they can't get enough, so they subscribe and keep watching more videos. And another valuable tip if choosing a niche is painful for you. Don't focus on the niche too much. Instead, spend the time to define and develop a target audience, because depending on their preferences and
See, I cannot imagine how you use this this girl. Means, believe it or not, if I would have leave it, okay, it will become very absurd. I will explain you later, but now let's focus what he has said over here.
titles and dopamine.
Can't you use people with decent looking or something? Don't take it like any other way, but you should see your entire scene. Your video is only going to come It's a component of different elements. And imagine if the different elements are looking extremely great, then only your entire picture will look great. Imagine if one part is great and another part isn't, so the whole movie cannot be claimed as a good product, right? So in the similar fashion, if you have like multiple elements on a single graphic or video part you are using, it should look nice. Okay, so that girl wasn't looking very nice, and you have very poor selection of girl. Okay, so don't my words, just telling you.
Specific terms from company names to infamous magnates. And as covered before, Magnates Media catches the viewer's attention with interesting titles and dopamine-triggering thumbnails, and keeps the attention.
So you have lot of clips, so remove it.
Through great.
So you got this hell lot of feedback, and you need to change it. Okay.
Content, visuals, and compelling storytelling. That's how the YouTube algorithm keeps suggesting these videos.
Okay, so YouTube algorithm keeps suggesting the videos. You should use something else.
Anyone into business or cool stories gets hooked.
And he is not ending his word over here. He is saying, like, he is explaining about his channel only, like whosoever is in the business going to subscribe. Okay, so you are putting your subscription that we need to do it in later, I think. And you are doing it over here in the sense like it's not there. The video owner isn't asking the subscription over here, right? So thanks for watching shouldn't come over here. Okay, what he is telling, like whosoever is watching the business content, if he finds everything great, he is going to subscribe. So instead of showing this clip over here, you should have shown people subscribing the Magnates Media channel itself. Okay. So this is like what you have illustrated wrong over here.
And they can't get enough, so they subscribe and keep watching more.
So he is saying like they won't find this quality of content elsewhere out, and that's why they subscribe. And so why are you using this subscription? Instead show how in the beginning the editor number 1 has used with the name. I'll come back to you. 1010. Okay, let's see where it was. So in the very beginning he said his channel name was like this, and he used and another one. So instead of like that, you should have shown some subscription like this.
Channel had a different name.
You should have used, and everywhere, all of the editors, wherever you guys have used color filter on it, please remove it. Make it original as it's looking nice. Okay, you don't need to unnecessarily put filter and overlay on the wherever you have used the channel illustration, wherever you have used the original channel theme. Don't use any kind of filter like you have used like over here or somewhere else. Okay, don't use that way.
John kept going, kept improving. The viewer's attention hooked.
Okay, remove this part also.
And they can't get enough, so they subscribe and keep watching more videos. And another valuable tip is,
now out of blue this become entire explanatory thing. Please don't change the theme. Okay, you should have used the light button or green screen or anything. But this now how 3D animation comes into the scene when entire movie was in the motion and kind of normal things. I think you need a special class from me. Okay. Another valuable tip: choosing a niche painful for you. Don't focus on the niche too much. So I think you should have shown different kind of a niche or some other thing. But remove this 3D guy. Okay. This is the only problem like everyone does in their different thing, and to make thing unique and united, you need to have a consistency, and this is like inconsistent work.
If choosing a niche is painful for you, don't focus on the niche.
Remove this guy and entirely and use something else, and don't do your work in hurry. Okay, I can feel you are not doing work with full diligence and your discipline. Okay. The only thing that we are missing is like changing everywhere, and you submit your part very first and you don't work and research on your thing. I think you need to do, otherwise you will be demoted. Okay,
too much. Instead, spend the time to define and develop a target audience, because depending on their preferences and
I was talking about this girl. Okay, remove this also.
Traits, they may enjoy several.
How can you oh my god, leave it. They may enjoy several topics. Remove this entire scene.
Thus, you are not limited to one specific field only. However, in the end, it helps to be a channel that's known.
Remove this filter
for something.
Okay, guys, hope it's clear, and thanks for watching again. I appreciate everyone's effort, and believe it or not, I'm quite impressed with all of you. Right, the only reason is that I only see the previous version. I totally know from where you came and what your work was, and now it's quite improved and it's changing. So keep your spirit high. Do mind my words. The more I'll criticize, the better you will become, and this is the only the way you will be successful in your life, because you are not going because you people are following, let's say, work from home, or let's say you are not going to office, or you are not coming our offices over here, right? So there's no one on your head to tell you what's getting wrong and what. So these are like precious feedback that you guys totally need. So I think everything is clear, and hope you guys going to do whatsoever I have provided in the future as well as in the current project. I need this movie as soon as possible. Just return me as soon as possible. Okay, take care. Good night. Everything great.